Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. Respectable teacher, jury, and my beloved friends, good morning. How are you doing today? Hope all of you are healthy and happy. Welcome to our story reading competition 2022. Be creative at pandemic. To start our agenda, let's reciting basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, let me introduce the jury. Assalamualaikum, Miss Neneng. How are you today?
I'm great.
Alhamdulillah. Welcome to the competition, Miss. Hope you enjoy it. And our guest jury. Assalamualaikum, Kak Mikaela. How's life, Kak? Alhamdulillah. Kak Mikaela is one of our alumni of SMP. She is from last year batch, top pension. Now she is studying in SMIG's MIPA. And Kak Mikaela also has a lot of experience in storytelling. She has got first winner of storytelling Putri Jangkar 4.0, first winner of storytelling English competition Festival 1 and 2, first winner of storytelling Al-Azhar Universal, second winner of storytelling Giskap 8 2019, second winner of storytelling Kid City, third winner of storytelling Gis Expo 2 2015. And finalist National Storytelling Competition IFES 2021. Masya Allah, really awesome, Kak. Welcome to our competition today. It's our pleasure to have you here. Thank you. Right, before we start the competition, let me invite Miss Neneng to read the criteria.
Okay, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, back to me again, guys, Miss Neneng. Yeah, I'm going to read the scoring criteria for reading competition, story reading competition. Yeah. Okay, the first will be pronunciation. So the total score will be 5. So if you pronounce all of the words correctly, then your score will be perfect, yeah, for the participants. And then the second is fluency. Fluency means it is your presentation of reading a story is very good. It's no mistakes at all. That's the fluency. So you don't make a kind of yeah, something like that, yeah, or it's too long, yeah. No, that's fluency. And then the third is intonation, of course, yeah. So you everything that you say in story reading according to the characters, nah, that will be very important, yeah. So please pay attention to the intonation of the characters in the story, yeah. And then performance such as eye contact, facial gesture, facial expression and gesture. Please make as much as you need. Yeah, the gesture is as much as you need, not too much, and then don't make what we call it no gesture at all, because your story reading will be not very interesting if you don't make any gesture or eye contact or facial expression, yeah. So those are the criteria that we are going to look from your performance. Yeah. Good luck all the participants. Yay, be the best of you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oh, okay, there's a question. The eye contact is for all of the audience. So the judges, the camera, the person here are also your audience. So please make contact to all of them. Yeah. But maybe basically to the audience over there. So you can see to the camera over there. Yeah. Because your friends are there. Okay. Good. Is there any more question? Very good question. No? So means you're ready. Okay. Good luck then.
Thank you, Miss Neneng. Now, for the first performer, let's welcome Keira Putri Valivka from 9B. Yay! Next performer are 8E, Almaqvira Kesha Putri. Give big hand, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to you all, especially the judges, the teachers, and the audience. I'm Almaqvira Kesha Putri from 8E. Today, I'm going to tell a story about the Suma and the Fakir. Once upon a time, there was a husband and a wife named Joko Seger and Roro Antang. They had been married for years, but they did not have any children yet. They dearly wanted to have children and prayed to God every day. One day, Joko Seger had a vision. His wife would be pregnant if he meditated in a cave. However, a lion lived in the cave. Joko Seger fought with the lion. He won. Later, when Joko Seger was meditating, he heard a voice. Joko Seger, all the gods agreed to give you children, lots of children. Really? Thank you very much, said Joko Seger happily. But there is one condition you have to do. Say, I will do anything as long as you give me lots of children, said Joko Seger. You will have 25 children, but you have to sacrifice one of them when they are adult. I agree, said Joko Seger without any doubts. He was so happy that God would give him 25 children. He thought sacrificing one of them would not be a problem. He would still have 24 children. At home, Joko Seger told his wife about his conversation with God, and Roro Antang could not say anything. After all, her husband had promised to God. She just hoped that they would never have to sacrifice one child. Later, Roro Antang was pregnant. They had a baby. Joko Seger and Roro Antang were very happy. The first baby was followed by others' babies. Sometimes the babies were born twins, and other times the babies were born triplets. And the couple finally had 25 children. They were extremely happy. And when the children were growing up, Joko Seger had a dream. He talked to the God. Joko Seger, remember your promise. I want you to bring one of your children to the crater of Bromo Mountain. Sacrifice your child there. If you don't keep your promise, the mountain will erupt and destroy everything. Joko Seger woke up from his sleep. He was restless. He then talked to all of his children about his promise. No, father, I don't want to die, said the oldest. I don't either, father, said another child. All the children refused to be sacrificed. Joko Seger did not have the heart to force them. He loved all his children. Suddenly, the youngest child talked. His name was Kusuma. Please let me do it, father. I love our family and the people of Tenggere. But please commemorate my sacrifice. Every year, please hold a ceremony and provide some offerings to the crater of Bromo Mountain, said Kusuma. Kusuma was a very good son. He was obedient to his parents and very kind to other people. All the villagers loved him. He was kind and always helped other people. Kusuma went to the crater He jumped and he was swallowed by fire. Everybody was sad, and they all were very thankful to Kusuma. Because of him, their place was saved from the eruption of Bromo Mountain. Even today, once a year, the people of Tengger always hold a ceremony to commemorate Kusuma. They bring offerings to the crater of Bromo Mountain. And that's the end of the story. The moral value of the story is that we must keep our promise. Like in the story, Joko Sagar told about the promises to all of his children. It means that Joko Sagar kept his promises to the God. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
What a wonderful performance from 8E. The next one is The next one is 9A, Kak Navisa Aula. Give weekend for 9A.
Udah nyala sekarang. Cek. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, my name is Navisa from class 9A, and today I'm going to tell a story about Kasuma and the volcano. Are you all ready? Yeah! Okay, let's start. Once upon a time, there was a husband and wife named Joko Segar and Roro Antang. They had been married for years, but they did not have any children yet. They dearly wanted to have children and prayed to the gods every day. One day, Joko Segar had a vision. His wife would be pregnant if he meditated in a cave. However, a lion lived in the cave. Joko Segar fought the lion, and he won. Later, when Joko Segar was meditating, he heard a voice. Joko Segar, all the gods agreed to give you children, lots of children. Really? Thank you so much, said Joko Segar happily. But there's one condition you have to do. Say it. I will do anything as long as you give me lots of children, said Joko Segar. You will have 25 children, but you have to sacrifice one of them when they are an adult. Yes, I agree, said Joko Segar, without any doubts. He was so happy that the gods would give them 25 children. He thought sacrificing one of them would not be a problem. He would still have 24 children. At home, Joko Segar told his wife about his conversation with the god. And Roro Antang could not say anything. After all, her husband had promised to the gods. She just hoped that they would never have to sacrifice one child. Later, Roro Antang was pregnant. They had a baby. Joko Segar and Roro Antang were very happy. The first baby was followed by other babies. Sometimes the babies were born twins, and other time they were born triplets. And the couple finally had 25 children. They were extremely happy. And when the children were grown up, Joko Sugar had a dream. He talked to the god. Joko Sugar, remember your promise. I want you to bring one of your children to the crater of Bromo Mountain. Sacrifice your child there. If you don't keep your promise, the mountain will erupt and destroy everything. Joko Sugar woke up from his sleep. He was restless. He then talked to all his children about his promise. No, father, I don't want to die, said the oldest. I don't either, father, said another child. All the children refused to be sacrificed. Joko Sugar did not have the heart to force them. He loved all his children. Suddenly, the youngest child talked. His name was Kasuma. Please let me do it, father. I love our family and the people of Tunggar, but please commemorate my sacrifice. Every year, please hold a ceremony and provide some offerings to the creator of Bromo Mountain, said Kasuma. Kasuma was a very good son. He was obedient to his parents and very kind to the other people, and all the villagers loved him. He was kind and always helped other people. Kasuma went to the crater. He jumped and he was swallowed by the fire. Everyone was sad. And they were all very thankful to Kasuma. Because of him, their place was safe from the eruption of Bromo Mountain. Even today, once a year, people of Tunggar always hold a ceremony to commemorate Kasuma. They bring offerings to the creator of Bromo Mountain. The end. Well, I guess that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening to the story. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
What a great performance for 9A. Give big hand, please. And the next, we're gonna see another impressive performance by 8F. Give big hand for M. Sinan Javas.
Already on, right? Check. All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad Sinan Jawas from class 8F, and I will tell you the story of Sangkuriang. Long time ago, there lived a beautiful girl named Dayang Sumbi. She was also smart, clever. Her beauty and intelligence made the prince of heavenly kingdom of Kahyangan desire her as his wife. The prince asked permission from his father to marry her. His father gave the permission, but with only one condition. When they had the baby, the prince will turn into a dog, right? The people from Kahyangan could never live side by side with humans. So the one condition, he turned to the dog. Yeah, right. The prince will transform into the dog. The prince accepted the condition. They got married and lived happily together in the woods until Dayang Sumbi gave birth to a boy. The prince then changed to a dog named Tumang. Their son is named Sangkuriang. He was very smart, handsome, just like his father. Right. One day, Sangkuriang were hunting animals, a deer. He shot his bow, but he missed. He hit Tumang instead. And then when Sangkuriang came back to tell his mother, Dayang Sumbi, his mother said, "What? You killed the dog?" Then Sangkuriang was very confused. Oh, very confused why her mother loved a dog more than him. So her mother grabbed a sickle and punched them in the head. Right. Then Sangkuriang decided to go away from the house. Dang Sumbi was sad, angry. Then she fell asleep in a dream. In a dream, she met the prince, the young prince again. The prince said, "Dang Sumbi, go to my body, grab my heart, and put it in the river. Put it in the river." Sangri, she looked everywhere, but and then the prince said, when you pour the water, the blood water that transfused with the heart of the prince, she would turn into she would turn young again, and she could live almost forever, but she would stay young. Dang Sumbi stopped crying. She was exhausted. She fell asleep. Okay, don't be sad. We'll look at the bodies. Dang Sumbi looked more beautiful, even younger. And the time passed. Sankurian, on his journey, stopped at the village. He didn't know the village was his homeland. So then he met a girl. He liked her, but he didn't know it was his mother actually. And then one day, Sankurian wanted to marry the young girl, but then Dayang Sumbi, the girl, saw the scratch on Sankurian, and then she noticed that it was Sankurian, a lost child. Or she when one day when he said he wanted to marry her, she gave Sangkuriang one condition, that he would build a dam and then build a boat for her. And then when he was doing that, he had these genies to help him. He already built the dam, and then he started building the boat. And then Dayang Sumbi told the village, every single village girl, to use a red scarf, and that red scarf was a thing in the village. So the sun would go to tell everyone that the sun is up. So then the farmers started doing farmer stuff like that. When the genie saw the farmers and all the girls wearing red scarf, they knew the sun would go up. So the genies were scared of the sun. They would hurt the genies. So the genies ran away. Then Sankuriang was really angry because the genie ran away without finishing the boat. So the marriage was a fail. Then Sankuriang smashed the boat and broke the dam. When he smashed the boat, he kicked the boat. He kicked the boat into a mountain, and then the mount right now the mountain is called Mount Tangkubang Prahu. Tangkubang means upturned or upside down. Prahu means boat. With his power, he destroyed the dam. The water drained from the lake, becoming a wide plain, and nowadays became the city called Bandung. From the word Bandung, which means dam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is my story for Sangkuriang.
Wow, seems you're confused to score because our performers today are amazingly talented, aren't they? Right? Yes. Right, another talented student who's gonna perform are 8B, Kalyca Aji Rifayanto. Aji.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kalyca Aji Rifayanto. You can call me Aji. I am from AP. Today, I will read a story about a man turned into a stone. Yep, that's Malin Kundang. Once upon a time, on the north coast of Sumatra, lived a poor woman and his son. The boy was called Malin Kundang. They didn't earn much as fishing was their only source of income. Malin Kundang grew up as a skillful young boy. He always helped his mother to earn some money. However, as they were only a fisherman helper, he still lived in poverty. Until one day, Malin Kundang asked his mother, "Mother, what if I sell overseas?" Her mother didn't agree, but Malin Kundang had made up his mind. "Mother, if I stay here, I always be a poor man. I want to be a successful person," urged Malin Kundang. His mother wiped her tears. "If you really want to go, I can't stop you. I could only pray to God for you to gain success in life," said mother wisely. "But promise me, you come home." In the next morning, Malin Kundang was ready to go. 3 days ago, he met one of successful ship crew. Malin was over to join him. Take a good care of yourself, son," said Malin Kundang's mother as she gave him some food supplies. "Yes, mother," said Malin Kundang. "You too have to take good care of yourself. I keep in touch with you." He continued before kissing her mother's hand. Before Malin stepped into the ship, Malin's mother hugged him tight as if she didn't want to let him go. It had been 3 months since Malin Kundang left his mother. She stood in the pier. She wished to see a ship that brought Malin Kundang home every day and night. She prayed to the God for her son's safety. There was so much prayer that had been due to her deep love for Malin. Even though it's been a year, she heard any news from Malin Kundang. She kept waiting and praying for him. After several years waiting, Malin Kundang's mother was suddenly surprised by the arrival of the big ship in the pier where she usually stood to wait for her son. When the ship finally pulled over, Malin Kundang's mother saw a man who looked wealthy stepping down the ladder alongside his beautiful woman. She could not be wrong. Her blurry eyes still easily recognized him. The man was Malin Kundang, her son. Malin Kundang's mother quickly went to see her beloved son. "Malin, you're back," said Malin Kundang's mother without hesitation. She came running to hug Malin Kundang. "I miss you so much." But Malin Kundang didn't show any response. He was ashamed to admit his own mother in front of his beautiful wife. "You're not my mother. I don't know you. My mother would never wear such a rag and ugly clothes," said Malin Kundang as he released his mother's embrace. Malin Kundang's mother took a step back. "Malin, you don't recognize me? I'm your mother," she said sadly. Malin Kundang's face was cold as ice. "Guard, take this old woman out of here," Malin Kundang ordered his guard. "Give her some money so she won't disturb me again," Malin Kundang's mother cried as she was dragged by the bodyguard. "Malin, my son, why do you treat your own mother like this?" Malin Kundang ignored his mother and ordered the ship to set sail. Malin Kundang's mother sat alone in the pier. Her heart was so hurt. She cried and cried. "Dear God, if he isn't my son, please let him have a safe journey. But if he is, I curse him become stone." She prayed to the God. In quiet sea, suddenly the wind blew so hard. The thunderstorm came, and the big ship was wrecked, and Malin was thrown away of the ship and fell on in Smile Island. Suddenly, his whole body turned into stone. He was punished for not admitting his own mother. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, that was 8B. Give big hand, please. Next performer is 8D, Zaskia Anindita Naura Samiaji. Give big hand, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Zaskia and I am from 8D. And today I'll be telling you a story of the origin of Lake Toba. History shows that Lake Toba was created from a huge eruption, creating a crater which filled with water over thousands of years. But the Batak people have a different story to tell. Thousands of years ago, before Lake Toba was the lake that we all know today, it was a region with lush farmland. One solitary farmer discovered the land and decided to make that place his home. He found a nice stretch of land he could farm, as well as a lake which provided fish for him to eat. One day, while he was farming, he noticed a fish popping its head out of the lake. He thought that it was time for lunch, so he decided to come closer to the lake. As he was about to pounce on the fish started to speak. "Hey farmer, I could become a human and be your wife. I can also give you 2 children." The farmer quickly agreed because even though he was happy with his life, he felt lonely. But before the fish turned into a human, he made him promise that he would never tell anyone that he married a fish. The farmer quickly agreed because other than him, there was no one else in the valley. So the fish turned into a beautiful woman and then they became man and wife. And she gave him 2 children. He spent many beautiful years with his family. And soon, when his sons were old enough, they started helping him in the farm. It was hard work in the hot conditions of Sumatra, but his wife will always give him and his sons lunch and cool water to drink, spending time talking and laughing with her family. Late one morning, while the wife was preparing food for her family, she ran into a little accident in the kitchen, which she attended quickly before leaving off to find her family. The husband noticed that his wife has not appeared at her usual time of day, when they most needed food and water. They worked on knowing that she would probably come soon, but she didn't come. Because of his hungriness and how dehydrated he was, he erupted in rage. He became so angry that he screamed at his sons, "I was stupid for marrying a fish." And as soon as he said that, the wife turned into a fish and returned to the lake. The wife realized what had happened and she was stricken with grief, knowing that she would never see her family again. And for the rest of her life, she had tears running down her face. And eventually it filled the Toba Valley, creating the huge Lake Toba that we all know today. Thank you so much for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Mashallah, what an amazing performance. We go to our next performer. Please welcome Kak Kalyca from 9C. Miss, ini lanjutin juga, Miss.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To be honored, all judges and students. Hi everyone, my name is Kalyca I'm from 9C. Today, I'm going to tell you a great story from North Sumatra called Origin of Lake Toba. History shows that Lake Toba was produced from a huge volcanic eruption, creating a crater which filled with water over thousands of years. But the Batak people have a different story to tell. Thousands of years ago, before Lake Toba was a lake, this region was lush farmland. One solitary farmer discovered the Toba Valley and decided to make it his home. He found a nice stretch of land he could farm for his own existence alongside a small lake. As well as the his farm produce, the lake provided him with an ample fish to eat. One day, while farming his land, he noticed a fish poking its head out of the water watching him. Thinking this could be lunchtime, he moved closer to the lake to see if he could catch the fish. As he came close to the fish ready to pounce, the fish spoke to him. He froze, amazed that the fish could speak. The fish said that she could take human form and be with him as his wife and bear him a son. Although he was happy on his land, with all the food he could eat, he had been lonely, so he quickly agreed. Before she took human form, she said to him that he could tell no one that she was really a fish from the lake. Otherwise, she would return to the lake as a fish and could never be with him again. He was not bothered this as he had not seen anyone else in the valley since he discovered it, so knew he would not tell anyone. They became a man and wife, and she bore him 2 sons. He enjoyed many happy years with his beautiful wife and 2 sons. After several years, the boys were strong enough to help their father farming their food. Each day, the father and 2 sons would set out across the farm, attending to all it needed. It was hard work in the hot condition of Sumatra, but each day, his faithful wife would bring him and her son lunch and cool water to drink. Spending time talking and laughing with her family. Late one morning, while she was preparing the lunch for her boys and husband, she had an accident in the kitchen and had to attend to her wounds before heading off to take the food and water to her family. The husband noticed and his wife was not appeared at the usual time of day when they most needed food and water. They worked on knowing she would not be far. As the time passed, the husband became more tired from the work, hungry and dehydrated from the sun. Soon the husband erupted into a rage, believing his wife had betrayed her family. He quickly yelled to his son that he was stupid for marrying a fish. As soon as he said that, she transformed back to fish. Returning to the lake, she realized why she had returned and was stricken with grief as she would never see her children, her husband again. For the rest of her life, tears fell down her face, which eventually filled the Toba Valley, creating a huge Lake Toba of today. This story has many moral values for us as human beings. It can teach us that we have to be more patient person who can control our emotions and also do not break a promise that we have made or said. And that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for listening. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
And now let us call 8C. Naufal Abdul Hakim and will be followed by our next performer, Descello Sakara Abi Rahmadi from 8A.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I'm Hakim Maja from 8C, and I'm going to tell you an Indonesian folklore called Timun Mas. A long time ago, there was a widow named Bok Rondo. Her husband had passed away, so she lived alone. She had no children, so she prayed to God that she would get a child. One night, when she prayed, a giant passed her house and heard her pray. The giant said, "I can give you a child, but you should give the child back to me when she is 17 years old." Borondo was so happy and didn't think about the risk of losing the child later. She agreed with the offer. And then the giant gave her the cucumber seeds and asked Borondo to plant them around her house. The next day, she planted the seeds just like what the giant asked. After a few days, the seeds grew up and there were several cucumbers there. However, the most interesting thing was there was a huge golden cucumber. Borondo plucked the golden cucumber and carefully carried it home. With care, she sliced it, and she was so surprised that a cute baby girl was inside. She then named the baby Timun Mas, which means golden cucumber, and she loved the baby so much. After years passed, Timun Mas had grown to be a beautiful little girl. She was intelligent and kind as well. That is why Borondo became worried and kept thinking about her promise to the giant. One night, Borombo had a dream. She must meet a holy man who lived in a place called Mount Gundul. That holy man could help save her daughter. The next morning, Borondo went to Mount Gundul. She meets the holy man and she told him about her problem. Then he gave her 4 little bags to Borondo. These bags are for her. Tell her to open and use it one by one, said the holy man. Borondo nodded her head as a sign that she understood his command. She then came back home. Each contains cucumber seeds, needles, salt, and shrimp paste. The holy man said that Timun Mas could use them to protect herself. At home, Borondo said about her promise with the giant to her daughter and the bag given by the holy man. A few days later, the giant came to Borondo's house and asked for the promise. Borondo told her daughter to run from the back door and take the bags from the holy man with her. The giant was so angry that he rushed toward Timun Mas. He was getting closer and closer. But then she opened the first bag. It was the cucumber seeds. She threw those seeds, and instantly they grew into the huge cucumber fields. The giant instead ate them all, so she ran further from the giant. However, it was giving the giant even more strength to chase the girl. He was getting even closer. After that, she opened the second bag that contains the needles and spilled them behind her. The giant's feet were scratched and bleeding. Unfortunately, he made it and chased her again. Timun Mas opened the third bag and spilled the salt inside. That made the soil, which the salt touched, turn into the very deep sea. The giant almost drowned there, but he swam to cross it, and from a far place, Timun Mas saw it. She then opened the last bag and threw it. It was the shrimp paste that made the soil become the large swamp of boiling mud. But this time, the giant was trapped, and finally, the mud had drowned him. Everything had ended. Timun Mas came back to her home and lived happily ever after with Mbok Rondo. And that was the story of Timun Mas. I hope you all enjoyed, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Is it right?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear my beloved judges, teachers, and friends, my name is Descello from 8th class. I'm here because I want to tell you guys about the story of Malin Kundang. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Once upon a time, on the north coast of Sumatra, lived a poor woman and his son. The boy was called Malin Kundang. They didn't earn much as fishing was their only source of income. Malin Kundang was to grow up as a skillful young boy. He always helped his mother to earn some money. However, as they were only a fisherman's helper, they still lived in poverty. Mother, what if I sail overseas? Asked Malin Kundang one day to his mother. Her mother didn't agree, but Malin Kundang had made up his mind. Mother, if I stay here, I'll always be a poor man. I don't want to be a poor man because I want to be a successful person. Said Malin Kundang. His mother wiped her tears. Malin, if you really want to go, I can't stop you. I could only pray to God that you gain a successful in life. But promise me, you'll come home. In the next morning, Malin Kundang was ready to go. 3 days ago, he met one of the successful cruise ships. Malin was over to join him. Take good care of yourself, son, said Malin Kundang's mother as she gave him some food supplies. Yes, mother. And you too. Have to take care of yourself. Malin continued before kissing his mother's hands and saying goodbye. But before Malin stepped onto the ship, Malin's mother hugged him tight as she didn't want to let him go. It had been 3 months since Malin Kundang left his mother. As his mother had predicted before, he hadn't contacted her yet. Every morning, she stood on the pier. She wished to see the ship that brought Malin Kundang home. Every day and night, there was so much prayer that had been said to her deep love for Malin Kundang. Even though it's been a year, she had not heard any news from Malin Kundang. She kept waiting and praying for him. After several years waiting without any news, Malin Kundang's mother was suddenly surprised by the arrival of a big ship in the pier where she usually stood to wait for her son. When the ship finally pulled over, Malin Kundang's mother saw a man who looks wealthy stepping down a ladder with a beautiful woman. She could not be wrong. Her blurry eyes still easily recognized him. The man was Malin Kundang, her beloved son. The man, Malin Kundang's mother, quickly went to see her beloved son. Malin, you're back? And without any hesitation, Malin's mother running to Hakim. I miss you so much. Malin Kundang didn't show any response. She was
Okay, the more Sinan, Raysia.
Mahal Kunda, Wohan, Asia. He was ashamed to admit his own mother in front of his beautiful wife. Who are you? My mother will never use such ugly clothes like that. Malin Kundang's mother took a step back. Malin, you don't recognize me? I'm your mother. But Malin Kundang just ordered his bodyguard. Bodyguard takes this old woman out of here and give her some money so she won't just disturb me again. Malin Kundang's mother said, Malin, my son, why do you treat your own mother like this? But Malin must ignore his mother and ordered the sheep food in the pier. Malin's mother stood alone in the pier. Her heart was so hurt. She cried and cried. Dear God, if he isn't my son, please let him have a safe journey. But if he is, I curse him to become a stone. She prayed to the God. In the quiet sea, suddenly the wind blew so hard and the thunderstorm come. Malin Kundang's huge ship was wrecked. He was thrown by the wave of his ship and fell on the small island. Suddenly, his whole body turned into the stone. He was punished for not admitting his own mother. From this story, we can conclude that make your own mother proud of you and do not let you forget about her. Moreover, you pretend to forget about her because your mother is one of the keys to your success. It's all from me. I hope you guys are enjoyed my story reading about my Kundang's story. Descello Sahara Abi Ramadi, signing out. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give big hand for both of them. Yay! The next performer is Kak Zhafirah Nuraini from 9B.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Zhafirah from class 9B, and today I'm going to tell you a story about Sangkuriang. Long time ago in West Java lived a beautiful girl named Dayang Sumbi. She was also smart and clever. Her beauty and intelligence made a prince from the heavenly kingdom of Kahyangan desire her as his wife. The prince asked permission from his father to marry Dayang Sumbi. People from Kahyangan could never live side by side with him. But his father approved on one condition: when they had a child, the prince will transform into a dog. The prince accepted the condition. They get married and live happily in the woods. So Dayang Sumbi gave birth into a baby boy. The prince then changed into a dog named Tumang. Their son is named Sangkuriang. He was very smart and also handsome like his father. Every day he hunted from animals and looked for fruits to eat. One day, when he was hunting, Sangkuriang accidentally killed Tumang. His arrow missed the deer he was targeting and hit Tumang instead. He went home and tells her mother about the dog. What? Dayang Sumbi was appalled. Driven by sadness and anger, she grabbed a weaving tool and hit Sangkuriang's head with it. Dayang Sumbi was so sad. She didn't even pay attention to Sangkuriang, and she started to cry. Sangkuriang feels sad and also confused. How can his mother love dog more than him? Sangkuriang then decided to go away from their home and went on a journey. In the morning, Dayang Sumbi finally stopped crying. She started to feel better, so she went to find Sangkuriang. But her son was nowhere to be found. She looked everywhere, but she still couldn't find him. Finally, she went home with nothing. She was exhausted. She fell asleep. Dayang Sumbi, don't be sad. Go look for my body in the woods and get the heart. Soak it with water and use the water to bathe. You will look young forever, said the prince in her dream. After bathing with the water used to soak the dog's heart, Dayang Sumbi looked more beautiful and even younger. And time passed by. Sangkuriang on his journey stopped at the village and met and fell in love with a beautiful girl. He didn't realize that the village was his homeland and the beautiful girl was his own mother, Dayang Sumbi. Their love grew naturally and he asked the girl to marry him. One day, Sangkuriang was going on a hunt. He asked Dayang Sumbi to fix his turban on his head. Dayang Sumbi was shocked when she saw a scar on his head at the same place where she years ago hit Sangkuriang on the head. After the young man left, Dayang Sumbi prayed for guidance. After praying, she became convinced that the young man was indeed her missing son. She realized that she had to do something to prevent Sangkuriang marrying her. She did not want to disappoint him by canceling the wedding. So, although she agreed to marry Sangkuriang, she would do so only on the condition that he provides her with a lake and build a beautiful boat all in one night. Sangkuriang accepted this condition without a doubt. He had spent his youth studying magical arts. After the sun went down, Sangkuriang went to the hill and he called a group of genii to build a dam around the Citarum River. Then he commands the genies to cut down trees and build a boat. A few moments before dawn, Sangkuriang and his genie servants almost finished the boat. Dayang Sumbi, who had been spying on him, realized that Sangkuriang would fulfill the condition she had set. Dayang Sumi immediately woke all the women in the village and asked them to wave a long red scarf. All the women in the village were waving red scarf, making it look as if dawn was breaking. Deceived by false dawn, the cock crowed and farmers rose for the new day. Sangkuryang's genie servants immediately dropped their work and ran for cover from the sun, where they feared. Sangkuryang grew furious. With all his anger, he kicked the unfinished boat. The boat flew and landed on a valley. The boat then became a mountain called Mount Tangkuban Perahu. And with his power, he destroyed the dam. The water drained from the lake, becoming a wide plain, and nowadays become a city called Bandung. The end. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yay!
Masya Allah, very talented student. Give big hand, please. Last but not least, our last performer, please welcome 9F, Kak Raysia Humaira.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges, respectable teachers, and fellow audience. My name is Raysia Humaira and I'm the representative from class 9F. And today I'd like to tell you guys the story about bawang putih and bawang merah. Once upon a time in East Java lived a beautiful girl named Bawang Putih. Her father had passed away and she lived with her stepmother and stepsister. Before her father passed away, her stepmother and stepsister were very kind to her. But 2 days after her father passed away, they treated her badly. Bawang Putih, from this moment, you have to clean the house, guard the house, wash the clothes, and cook delicious meals for us. But, mother? No, but you must obey my rule. What do you think? I love you? No, I hate you. Why must I kind to my stepdaughter, huh? Pity you, how poor you are, said her stepsister with a sly smile. Her stepsister was Bawang Merah. She was very lazy and she always got dresses every time. But Bawang Putih was more beautiful than her. One morning, Bawang Putih was washing some clothes in a river. Accidentally, her sister's clothes were washed away by the river. She was really worried, so she walked along the riverside to find the clothes. Oh my gosh, my sister's dress were washed away by the river. I must find it immediately, said her anxiously. Then she went home. But unfortunately, she could not find the dress. At home, her sister asked her, "Where is my dress? Have you washed it?" Bawang Putih forced to tell the truth. Hello, did you hear me? Have you washed it? Your clothes were washed away, said Bawang Putih. I'm sorry, what? You lost it? Don't you know how expensive that dress is? Said Bawang Merah angrily. Mother, Bawang Putih washed my dress and she lost it, Bawang Merah said to her mother. What? You lost the dress? It's so expensive, you know. Now you have to find it or you won't have dinner tonight. Her stepmother was mad at Bawang Putih. Bawang Putih was so sad, so she started walking along the river to search her sister's dress. But suddenly, she met an old woman. She said that she kept the clothes and would give them back to Bawang Putih if she helped the old woman to do her housework. After that, Bawang Putih helped the old woman to do all housework for her. After everything was finished, the old woman returned the clothes. Thank you so much for helping me out, Bawang Putih. As a reward, let me offer you my pumpkin. There are a small one and a bigger one. Which one do you want? asked the old lady. I think the small pumpkin is enough for me. Thank you for your kindness, old woman, said Bawang Putih, thanking the old woman. Anytime, sweetheart, answered the old woman. After thanking the old woman, Bawang Putih then went home. And when she arrived home, her stepmother and Bawang Merah were angry. They had been waiting for all day long. Bawang Putih then told them about the clothes, the old woman, and the pumpkin. Her mother was really angry, so she grabbed the pumpkin and smashed it to the floor. Suddenly, they all were surprised. Inside the pumpkin, they found jewelries. Bawang Merah, hurry up, go to the river and throw my clothes into the water. After that, find the old woman. And remember, we have to take the big pumpkin, so we will be rich. The stepmother asked Bawang Merah to do exactly the same as Bawang Putih's experience. Bawang Merah immediately went to the river, so she threw the clothes and pretended to search them. And not long after that, she met the old woman. What are you doing here? Asked the old woman. Oh, I'm looking for my dress, replied Bawang Merah. I kept your dress, but if you want me to return it, you have to do the housework for me, said the old woman. You are a thief, old woman. Give me back my dress, she screamed. Sorry, young lady, I didn't mean to steal your dress. I'm just keeping it. I'm just an old woman, said the old woman. Oh, don't make a sad story. Now, because of your fault, you have to give me the big pumpkin. Bawang Merah pushed the old woman. The old woman then gave her the big one, and Bawang Merah was so happy. She ran very fast, and when she arrived home, her stepmother was impatient. She directly smashed the pumpkin to the floor. They were all screaming. There were a lot of snakes inside the pumpkin. They were really scared. They were afraid the snakes would bite them. Mom, I think God just punished us. We had done bad things to Bawang Putih, and God didn't like that. We have to apologize to Bawang Putih, Mom, cried Bawang Merah. You're right. We should apologize to Bawang Putih, her mother agreed. And finally, both of them realized their mistakes, and they apologized, and Bawang Putih forgave them. And now, the family is not poor anymore. Bawang Putih decided to sell all the jewelries and used all the money for their daily lives. And they will live happily ever after. The end. That is all from me. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give big hand for all the performer, please. We would like to invite Kak Mikaela to give a little impression about the participant. To Kak Mikaela, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Michaela de Santoso, and I would like to give a little impression for every participants today. I gotta be honest, this was very impressive. I am actually confused on which one I should like. I'm honestly confused because like each and every one of you are impressive, are awesome, are great. Y'all literally tried your best, and oh my God, I'm just so proud. I can't even say anything no more right now because like when I score, when I judge and everything, I saw each and every one of you, and I'm like, oh no, everyone is impressive. Like I was kind of confused, but yeah, whichever one, whoever wins later on, that doesn't mean that she or he is the best or anything. No, because for me, each and every one of you are already the best, are already the winner. So don't be sad if you don't win, because winners are, it's just some kind of, I don't know, appreciation or something like that. But yeah, each and every one of you are already a winner and already the best. So that's all I can say right now. That's all I would like to say. And thank you everyone for participating. I'll be out now. Peace out and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Let me inform that the winner will be announced at our closing this afternoon, so stay tuned. And once again, thank you for the jury and thank you for the audience. See you in the next story reading competition, internal competition, creative at pandemic. I'm Salsadila signing out. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.